Hi guys. Often people ask me what system do you use, what um, keyboards do you use, what sound system, etc. So because I've recently upgraded the studio, I'm going to show you. um, First of all, the studio runs on at the moment on the MacBook Pro, which is quite old actually. It's 2015, and but funny enough, it handles most of what I need to do. Uh, I'll probably be moving to an M1 soon because when I need to do film work or things like this, like that deserves heavy processing with a lot of programs open, that's not strong enough. But that's actually very good if you want to mix music. I can run any mix on this without any problems. All right. So I used to have a big audio interface like studio stuff called Lynx, and recently had problems with it and had to change Mac system and all that. So I moved to something really cool, which is right here. Took me a lot of research, a lot of thinking, but I got that guy. That's an Apollo Twin X. That's the latest from Apollo. It's really small, and because I travel, as you know, I go to Morocco a lot, I come back to Barcelona, I go back to Morocco. My problem before is that I had a super system in the studio and a very, I had an SSL2 little interface for when I go to Morocco. The sound was changing all the time. I couldn't really start a project here and finish it there or whatever. With this guy, I can move the studio along with me, and it works amazingly well with the UAD plugins and stuff, which are really good plugins. It gives me a lot of flexibility, and the sound of this machine is just incredible. So I'm very happy with that. So it has changed the way I work a lot, because I used to have an interface in the rack. Now it's here. It's right here on my right hand. Sorry, I can control anything from here. I don't have to bend and go to the rack anymore. you know. Anyway, it's a great system. I recommend this one highly if you look for a professional interface at very affordable cost. All right. What else I changed? I used to have like a studio design around writing for TV, and I've recently decided that I would do more. I would focus more on my production. So I've moved the studio around based on what I need when I write music for myself. I used to have a big keyboard here, if you remember from the old studio videos. That has gone. It was an 88 keys, like a piano size. Didn't need that anymore. And I've moved my little and super synth that I really like, the Prologue from Korg, here. It has all the switches here, so with this I can control, with those buttons I can control all my sub synth in real time. So basically I'm here, I'm working on a song. I can use this guy, which is patched directly into the card, or I can open a soft synth on screen, and I have mapped everything so that I can use those controls here to control the soft synth, which is very quick, very efficient, very creative. Don't want to spend too much time with the mouse, so I just grab a sound and here I go. Next to it, the other way, you've got those two guys that have always been there, but still here. My trusty Nord rack, which is really cool for analog sound, punchy bass and stuff like that, and my Electribe, which is actually I'm using as a drum machine. When I found this machine, straight away I understood that it's based like one of those old drum machine, if you remember that from the time, like the Roland TR and all those series. So basically I've loaded this sampler, because it is a sampler. It's usually basically designed to do hip-hop music, but I've erased all the sound and loaded it with all my drum machine sound. I had a collection of all the drum machines, and now I use it as a drum machine, except that I've got analog control on all the sounds with filter, reverse, attack, delay, decay, all sorts of things. So I can quickly filter a snare, for example, and it's all automated in the sequencer. So I built my loops with this. I think that's really funky. That's it. I'm still using the two iPad, sorry, and that old PreSonus fader port, which I highly recommend. This is very cheap, and honestly, I don't see the point of having those expensive Avid system where you have basically that plus controllers, when 90% of the time the only thing I need is one fader to control the track and run automations and whatever. But I have anyway access with this to any track I want, if I want to quickly change something. And the beauty of that is that I can also switch to another program like this one, which is, for example, shortcuts to my DAW controller. So I can just like quickly access things and then go back to the mixer when I need it, or whatever program I want. Basically, I can have like a really flexible system to control the studio. So this is like super cheap to build, and it actually works really, really well. So that's my little studio secret. What else do we have? We still have the rack. You can see the rack here. That's my analog rack, where I've got two Neve equalizer, an Eventide H3000 multi-effect. Here I've got a Dromer valve compressor, which also has valve preamps, and then I have a 1272 Neve preamp. So basically, every time I record a guitar or any mics or whatever, that goes through this, usually first into the preamp, then into the EQ compression, valve compression, and then maybe an effect. Often no, I use, actually this is actually patched into the DAW directly, so I can have this as an internal effect for when I mix music. And that's it. That's basically everything I use. I'm using my monitors or Adam A7X. Recently got rid of the sub. I had a sub, but realized that it was not working for the music I'm mixing. So I disconnected the sub. And the desk that you see here, I built it myself. I actually designed it so that it fits exactly what I need. Went to the wood store and they cut it for me and put legs, and there you go, it works. Next, very important part of the studio, you've got my little drum set. Very simple, but most of the right cymbal you hear on my music are played on this. I play brushes and little things, and my little cymbals here as well. And the rest of the studio is basically guitars. I removed quite a few guitars recently because I wasn't using them, so they were getting dust, so I put them in their box and kept only the one that I use the most. And also the oud and things like this, you know, the world instrument that I use for music. And that's my monkey. It's my friend. He's helping me. Say hi, monkey. Hi. All right, guys, that's it. That's our studio. That's how I work. And by the way, there's a single coming close to you, the new mix. You should check it out. It's free on my website right now. and it will be on the platform in about 2 weeks time, but you can already listen to it and download it for free on my website and my store. All right, so go for it. Enjoy. See you soon. Ciao.